Tell me, what do you think has been the most important factor in driving down the recidivism of this program? Start with Joe.
Early.
From your perspective, public defender.
From the public defender's perspective, Jim, early treatment and intervention, and that can start as early as the first appearance. Getting people out on bail with a transparent bail system so they can stay in their families, stay in their jobs if they're not working, continue to work, go to mental health treatment, and have early intervention, because the problem that we see on a daily basis is the discriminatory nature of bail. Bail discriminates against the poor, and we have so many folks who are in our county jail right now across the state. We have so many people are in jail simply because they cannot make low bails.
I asked the question like you told me.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, so the most important thing is bail, is also bail reform to which the governor spoke.
I think it ties into the Joint Committee on Criminal Justice established by Chief Justice Ravner. The governor spoke about it. There is uniform agreement by the legislative branch, the judicial branch, the public defender's office, the attorney general's office, the prosecutors, that bail reform is needed, that we have to go away from a resource-based system dependent upon money to a risk-based system. So the majority of folks stay out of jail, but with conditions, reasonable conditions. Those conditions can be treatment, mental health treatment, drug treatment, outpatient treatment, inpatient treatment, so they're supervised. And all of the statistical studies have shown, Jim, that if we get people in treatment early and they're out on bail pending trial, the risk of recidivism is greatly, greatly reduced.
Thank you. Frank?
I think environment, the development of a healthy environment or a healthier environment, both in the jail and building institutions in the community that provide for positive influence, and allowing access to these institutions and allowing this influence to affect behavior. So I think it's just the development of an environment which promotes more healthy norms and values, and it sort of demonstrates that life can be different.
To pick up on Frank's point, we don't let people go back to the same neighborhood to do the same things with the same people, places, and things. We're changing the environment. Director Villas?
I would say my partnership with the Department of Family Services. I believe that we can do what we can do in the correctional setting with the treatment and the programming, but if there's not a linkage into the community to provide the services to follow up with these individuals when they get released, then you know what, we're losing cause. And the other thing I also want to share is the staff people that do this work. And I wanted to stand up the Hudson County Reintegration Team. Can you guys please stand up? Now, these folks are full-time in the correctional facility, master's degree level, social rehab therapists, penal counselors, and community service workers. And they work in the jail. They share an office at the Department of Family Services, so they're constantly interacting with both departments, and then they follow up with the offenders in the community in Gloria Walton's program. So that's a key component of making why this program is a successful model, because we were able to divert those resources to do that.
Thank you, Director. Judge?
The question is what the best.
What's the single most important thing to drive reducing this recidivism, and why the program is a success?
Not being constrained by any preconceived notions about how to fix people. And if someone has a problem, you fix the problem and you never say no.
Thank you. Ellen Enid.
I think the most important factor by being a counselor at the Hudson County Correctional Center is the development of a relationship with an individual and doing bridge work with them to reach a spiritual point where they forgive themselves, and so they go forward knowing that they are a person of God and a person of the light.
Amen. And what Ellen said is so important is, yes, we take responsibility for actions, which is the fourth step, but that we also understand that shame can be a barrier to changing the narrative of our lives, and so that we have to grapple with that challenge. Gloria?
I think having
Louder, please.
having a sober and safe environment, allowing our residents to be mentored by others that have gone through the journey safely, in addition to having them to sharpen their tools that they may navigate back not only to the society and community, but to their families.
Thank you. Jackie?
We really try really hard to be a surrogate family because having a good foundation, having that love and that support is what's so important for so many people, for all of us in this room and for all of the people that are out there in order to move forward with their lives. The next step is having that safe place to be, as you said, to restore and to heal, because now you're about to start a new journey in your life. And then we work hard on helping people volunteer and learn new skills, because as the judge said, that we need jobs. So Jason Scala, let me know if you're gonna hire.
Jason?
Yes, because if you ask all of my homeless guests, what is going to end your homelessness? How can I help you end your homelessness? I thought everyone was going to say, give me keys to my own apartment. Not one of them did. They all said, I want a job. I want a job so I can earn my own money and pay my own rent.
Amen. Judge?
I have, for the month, 1 month, speak to 644 drug court participants because they come in every week depending on what phase. I tell them at the end of each session, fight the good fight, stay clean and sober. The tools that they want to, no one wants to come to state prison or go to state prison. No one wants to really come before me. So in order to stop the revolving door, I find that proper treatment, as was said by the judge, find out what the problem is. Proper treatment, and that's where the substance abuse evaluators come in. I also sanction people when they don't do what they're supposed to do. So I have the hammer, and there is also incentive. So I need the hammer, because without the hammer, it would not work also. And as a result of that, I need good probation officers, because they know the participants more so than I do. And I have a good probation officer who's one of our chiefs, and that's Tanya Allen, who's here today. They are an integral part because the temptation is there. And to change the behavior, I need all of these people to help. So treatment, sanctions, and incentive works.
Thank you, Judge. So, on our program in Hudson County, and again, I want to thank Director Lopez and the Villas, that we have 3 basic principles on the ground. I mean, one is treatment with integrity. Obviously, the second is also employment and housing with Jersey City Employment and Housing, and also is, Jersey City Employment and Training, and also housing, working with the reintegration program from the point of the jail to the community through transition housing. So we begin as soon as somebody walks in and has the compass assessment, and we do it with the women, and as I alluded to earlier, thanks to Governor Christie and Commissioner Lanigan, we now perform for the men. And again, Frank, what is the recidivism number for the women for the program?
24%.
24%. Has anybody heard the 24% recidivism rate? Can I have a witness? All right. So now I want to thank the panel, and the point is to drive home diligently that best practices exist. That you simply can't release somebody and say, good luck, bon voyage, have a nice life, after you've taught them to be debilitating, to be listening to the rhythms of jail and prison. I remember when Adam and I and Evan were at Exodus, when I would see large men that were built up and they couldn't pick up the phone to call a GED phone service because simply they've been told for 10 years, don't do anything unless we tell you to do it. So it's changing the nature, changing the culture, and enabling people to be empowered to do good things in their lives, to be godly. And so with that, I want to thank you. We have a round of applause for our panel. So the next part is we're about to have lunch. Now, has everybody here, and Rabbi's here, she's going to lead us in benediction. Not yet, Rabbi, wait till everybody gets there. But has everybody heard the story of fishes and loaves? Do Do you know what the principle of the story of Fishes and Loaves? What's the principle? What? Share, right? So because, we have a tight budget, in the interest of full disclosure, there's probably not enough food for everybody to pile on. So this is Holy Thursday, and for Christians it's a period of fasting. So I just want you all to be acutely aware, this is an opportunity to give to God. So again, Father, do we want to encourage fasting? Sure, he says sure, reluctantly. But in any event, so we have a certain amount of food, but what I have done in Alma, I want to thank, we have, because it's almost Easter, we just celebrate Pesach, we have, what do they call it again? Peeps! Everybody loves a peep, so they're multicolored peeps. So feel free to take a peep, but feel free to fast. So again, we only have so much food. If you have more than enough food, we're going to have the patrol monitors take away or your slice of bologna or whatever it is. But again, I'm not going to do the whole Mishigash at table 4. I'm not going to play bingo. But I ask you to go up there, but I do ask you sincerely to go easy. And literally at 12 o'clock, I'm going to be introducing my dear friend Joe Hayden, who's going to be, we're going to be calling a rabbi for prayer, and then we're going to hear from Jason Williams. So you've got 15 minutes to get as little food as you possibly can.
Excuse me. I thought you were going to show us how to multiply the loaves and the fish.
No. Thanks, Judge. All right, go easy on the food.